Hello, everybody, and welcome. This week we've got DJ Rich out in Nashua, New Hampshire. We've got Kevin over in Potato City, right? Yeah, yeah. Uh,
No, I'm in
Matthew.
Idaho.
Okay, we got two Dennises now. Oh, I didn't know we had twins
Ooh.
tonight, but one's gone. Hello, Dennis. Dennis is out in Illinois, right? And I'm out
He's
here in
muted.
Woburn, Mass. He's mastering his volume and getting things ready, and that's fine. You're muted, Dennis.
Hey, here I'm back.
Right, and here we are.
Yeah.
Before we get started, I want to thank John Young, who allows us to be in this room. He owns this room, and Zoom owns this room. And then when it gets posted to YouTube, his son Michael puts all this together and pieces everything together. He does a great job. And while you watch, shout out to Michael, John Young's son, great job. He's a genius at what he does. And once it's posted to YouTube, all this is brought to us by Kevin.
Yes, it is brought to you by DJ Event Planner. A lot of people might know it as DJEP. That's what it's short for. We have EV, that's short for Electro Voice. They are a speaker company. We have Made by DJs.com. We have Pro X. We also have, that's right. We also have
HT.
And we have DJ Requests. Those are some of our many and thankful sponsors that we have.
Well, excellent. That's a great that we have.
Thank you. Thank you, Kevin. For a minute, I thought we were doing Hot to Go. Yeah, because everybody's doing yeah. And I don't know that whole thing. But Matthew.
Don't forget also, if you're looking for microphones, you can find a link for that on the djntv.com site as well.
djntv.com/microphone.
Yep.
Is it microphone or karaoke microphone? I forget.
No, I think
you'll find it.
It's either microphones or mics or something like that. So, but yeah,
just go to djntv.com because without them and John Young, we wouldn't be here.
A couple of really good household names there for the sponsors. That's really good.
So,
yeah,
really good.
Yeah,
and
great.
And I want to thank you all for being in here because without you all, we wouldn't have a show. So tonight's topic, Matthew, why don't you tell everybody what we're going to talk about tonight?
Yeah, fun and quirky, entertaining things that you might implement at your shows, whether it be like sound effects or dressing up as characters or I know Eric does this thing where he likes to play his.
I'll get to that.
Okay,
I'll get to that. Yeah.
Don't steal his thunder there, Matt.
Playing instruments or just fun things that make you memorable as a host, and it keeps people coming back for more every week.
So basically, how do you entertain at a karaoke show that makes people go, I'm coming back next week. I want to see what this guy's all about.
Things that make you go,
Nice.
Rich, would you like to start this off?
Sure, I can do that for you if you'd like.
Go ahead, please. Yeah.
So, thank you. So, quirks, I can't really say I have any quirks. One thing that I hear over and over again from my audiences at my regular karaoke venues, whether I cover or, I've had some steady. I'm very good with song choices in between singers.
Mm-hmm.
As you know, personally, I've known you for a long time. I'm very good with like 90s R&B dance and 90s alternative hits. And a lot of them that I play, people will say, wow, I haven't heard that in so long, So
your bumper music.
Correct.
Right.
Correct. Mm-hmm. Yep. It's I play a lot of stuff that you don't hear a lot. All the way from like some '90s freestyle, whether it's Stevie B or stuff like that.
Oh,
No,
cool.
at least around here in my area, not a lot of DJs do play that stuff, and people love that stuff around here.
Yeah.
I mean, as well as everywhere, but I mean, especially around here, you don't hear it a whole lot,
Okay.
So I
Right.
guess to best answer that, I would have to say one of the reasons people come back is to hear the bumpers that I play.
Cool. Cool.
Can you give any
Dennis.
examples of like of any songs at the top of your head that would go, oh yeah, people go like, oh yeah, I like that one. Like I forgot about that song.
Yeah,
Good point. Yeah.
like I mean, one that just comes to my mind to answer your question, like would be like "What Is Love" by Hadaway,
Yeah.
Snow, and Former. It's just forgotten, and they, "Fantastic Voyage" by Coolio.
Get out of here. I love that song. Yeah.
Yeah, and so and then I play the forgotten Green Days, and more of the faster stuff, like When I Come Around's not super fast, but like When I Come Around, Basket Case, things like that. I try to mix it up.
Okay.
I try to mix it up as much as I can, because as you guys know, being DJs, so many crowds are very diverse.
Sure.
So,
Sure. Another one that I've had a lot of good luck with is Beastie Boys, "Girls."
Great song. Great song. Yep. That's a great song.
That's a
man.
great bumper song. Yep.
That is an absolutely great song. Yep.
Nice.
We could do a whole show on bumper songs.
Absolutely.
Because really,
Yeah.
but let's make that another show, the bumper song, because really, I think that's a great topic for another show. What do you
Absolutely.
use for bumper? Yeah. So I'd like to go to Dennis now.
Yeah.
Dennis, what do you got for us tonight?
Well, what I did in between shows, I'm being a little person, so I'm only 4 foot tall. So my whole name was Little Music Man. So I brought in that specialty into being not the norm as a DJ. So I was easily remembered. But I also did a lot of characters. Like I did a leprechaun, I did Christmas elf, I did different clown, and then I also do stand-up comedy. So I would do the bumper music in between songs, but if there was a need for like telling a few jokes or something like that, I would do that. I'd get the crowd going, I'd keep the crowd, and I was a very good master of ceremonies. I knew how to keep a crowd going, and do it professionally, and do it in a manner that kept the crowd alive. So, but
So
Didn't
you dress
you?
up as a clown too?
I did.
Oh wow.
He's still wearing the nose. Can't you see?
Weedy, 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 weedy.
I love you. I
Nice,
love
that's
you,
awesome.
Dennis. But didn't if I remember, didn't you do a little Elvis one
I did
time?
Elvis, yes.
Well, of
Okay,
course
I
he did a
thought so.
little Elvis.
I
God.
wasn't
Oh,
Elvis.
stop it.
I was Elvis.
I didn't say you did a big Elvis. Yeah,
I was known as Elvis, ELFVIS, Elvis.
that's it. Elvis. That's
oh,
right. That's
hey.
right.
That's why I couldn't understand when he said he does stand up as a stand up comedian. It's like, wait a minute. He's not really standing up when he's that short, is he?
Well, no, that was,
He
that was
stood-
the whole bit.
he stood
Nobody,
on a-
man.
nobody could see me.
This is brutal.
He stood on a
Oh.
bar stool. Leave
Yeah.
him alone. He was
Brutal,
on a
Kevin.
bar stool.
Brutal,
Yeah.
Kevin.
Oh my.
He said he likes to have fun with it, so I assume he doesn't mind other people having fun with it.
Taking
Kevin, I'm gonna
shots.
cry and drink after the show. So,
Yeah.
Invite me over and I'll cry and drink with you too.
all right, man. You're more than welcome. I'll have some of those cupcakes beside you.
Kevin, you're dead after recording. That's what Dennis
Oh,
is
boy.
saying right now. Yeah. You're dead after school.
I got to call a guy.
Should I
Yeah.
should I hope for a sponsorship with maybe this?
I got to call a guy.
Ooh, I love those.
Are you again, Kevin? Yeah.
Speaking of Kevin, Mr. Smart A over there, God, what do you do to keep him coming back? Seriously.
Well, they just love my scintillating personality.
Ah.
And
That worked. That
my
works.
rugged good looks keeps the ladies coming back.
Rugged.
I wouldn't go that far.
Rugged, rough, whatever you want to call it.
Old ladies with thick glasses, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
They got those beer goggles on, and I look dang fine.
Tell him,
Return
Dennis.
fire, engage.
Yeah.
That
Dennis.
Kevin is fine. He is fine, that
glasses.
Kevin.
I look so much better now.
Put him in his place, Dennis.
Yeah.
Yep, Dennis is returning fire now.
Yeah.
The punches are
But
flying.
one of the things
Put him in his,
Watch out, I hit low. I hit low.
Dennis, put him in his place.
I got my cup on. I'm okay.
All right, good, good. You want your cup on for sure.
Oh man.
You want me headbutting you?
That's right. I get the headbutt.
Yeah. You don't want it, believe me.
There's multiple levels on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't need to go there.
Yeah.
Oh,
So what else do you
Hopefully
do?
you're
What
an
else do you
adult.
do,
What's
Kevin?
going off the rails?
Yes, yes.
and I like to have fun.
Yeah.
So I like to
Yeah.
cut it up, as you can tell. I had one day where a bunch of people named John came in. So it's like John number 1, John number 2, John number 3. We just played around with it. I had a Jason the other night come in. It's like, Jason from Subway, come on up. You're the next participant. You know, I joke around with everybody. If somebody's a really great singer, you know, as they leave the stage, like, hey, everybody, I just want to let you know that I'm his booking agent and I take a 75% cut of that action. So come on up and check with me if you want him at your event. So I clown around as much as I can, but sometimes I get so busy. It's like next.
Right.
You know,
There's a time and place for that. Right.
yeah, it's getting that way. Early on when it was a little slower, and I probably should start doing it again. Not all the time. I did like the karaoke king for the night, and you had the opportunity if you wanted to try to overthrow the king. So I did that. Also, have thought about, but I haven't really got a lot of feedback either from people or the venue of doing like a singles mixer karaoke. All the girls put their name in a hat, the guys put their name in a hat, and I draw out a guy and a girl, and they have to do a duet together.
And do you decide what the duet is?
No, I let them. That's sort of their getting to know each other,
Okay.
so they can sort of
So
discuss.
you give them a heads up so they have like a few minutes to decide while you're not.
Yeah, they just yeah. I don't know that I could even do it the whole night, but maybe just an hour of my 4.
Right.
You know, maybe later on. You know, the next to the last hour. You know, I'm always trying to come up with, you know, zany ideas because I like to consider myself a little bit outside the box kind of guy.
Sure. Okay, that's cool, Kevin. I like that idea.
So, I also do when I introduce the start of the show, I use the Price is Right big entrance song and, you know, talk it up. I do some sound effects. You know, I got applause, I got boos, but I never play that. So I like to have a good time as much as I can.
You don't throw any Simon Cowell jabs in there at all, like if they...
I don't. I always tell everybody, it's like, we're a supportive group, like a brassiere for a woman or a jock strap for a guy. You know, again, that's sort of levity. Everybody gets to laughing.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, I like to just have a good time. So that's sort of my way.
Sure. That's excellent, Kevin.
Mhm.
Thank you, Kevin. Okay, now what we've all been waiting for. Matthew. Matthew, I can't wait to hear what the hell you do. Let's
Oh
go.
man,
Yeah.
where do I start? I've got my I've got a bank of sound effects in my virtual DJ that I throw in every once in a while, you know, like Austin Powers, like Yeah Baby kind of thing. Different stuff like that. Some of them are a little more adult oriented too, and depending, you know, I save those for later on in the night.
Right.
You know, but so sound effects I use. And then as far as like the coming up songs, I had a gal, just as an example. I had a gal that came to my shows as a regular back in the day, and her name was Roxanne. Anytime she'd come up to sing, I'd play Roxanne.
Nice.
And then it got to a point where she stopped coming because of that.
Oh,
So it can work to your advantage, but then it can also shoot you in the foot too. So you got to be,
Yeah.
kind of careful with that kind of stuff. I've done characters, like I used to bring a suitcase with me that had a bunch of props and stuff in it, if we were doing a Grease song, I had like a fake leather jacket, that I'd throw on. I also do a mean Edith Bunker imitation.
Well, let's hear it.
Eat it. Eat it. Get me another beer. Eat it, huh?
Yep. So it's hard to find an Archie though. You know what I mean? Because that's the key to doing that song is finding a guy that can play the Archie part. And a lot of the people that come to my shows, some of them are, a good portion of my people are in the older age bracket or whatever, so they do know the song, but nobody's willing to be Archie.
Okay.
So I end up being like Edith for the whole thing, and it just doesn't work that way. You know what I mean? I need an Archie to play off of for that. So
can I try out for that part right now? Boy, the way Glenn Miller plays.
Can you get the song? Could you get the song and then
guys like us, we had it made.
Those were the days.
Yeah. No, wait. Matt's not done. Go ahead, Matt. Go ahead. What else do you do?
But yeah, I mean that's pretty much the gist of it. I even did I had one of my hats was like a baseball cap and it had like dreadlock braids on it with like the Stevie Wonder type of beads and stuff.
Yeah.
Whatever. And so I'd put that on and with a pair of shades or whatever, and then I'd do I just called to say I love you or superstition.
Yeah.
That kind of thing, whatever. So that was kind of funny. I've gotten away from doing the characters and stuff. I should actually start to bring those back, I think. And then another character that I did, I made this up on a whim too. It just, I don't know. It came to me one night when I was laying in bed and it just made me crack up or whatever. So I used to have this baseball cap and it was like rainbow colored and it had like a propeller on the top, like a nerd type of hat, like a Urkel kind of a thing. Oh. And then I had these nerd glasses with the tape in the middle. And then I'd wear like a white dress shirt and then there was a bow tie, like one of those not like a regular bow tie that you would like tie, just like one of those costume type ones that you just like throw on real quick and pull your collar over it, whatever. And then I'd pull my pants up real high, like above my waist. And I'd undo my zipper and have one of the shirt tails hanging out of the zipper. And then my pant legs were rolled up or whatever. And I called this guy Albert. Yeah. And so it's kind of like an Urkel based kind of a character.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that sounds like Urkel.
And I sang the big hit was Strokin' by Clarence Carter.
Awesome.
But I changed the words around to kind of make it, you know what I mean? And I had like the voice, I did a voice for that character and like an Urkel type of voice. And
if you had a pocket protector, you could then do a white.
Yeah, I did actually have one of those. Yep. With a bunch of pens in the pocket.
I want to hear the Urkel voice. Now you got everybody watching. Give us 20 seconds.
Oh, God. Let me see if I can hear it.
Come on.
I'm trying to remember. It's been so long since I've done it.
Did I do that?
When I start making love, I don't just make love, I be stroking.
Nice.
Yeah. So it's almost like you suck in some helium, right?
Yeah.
And then do that voice, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, but I'd pull the hat like way down and then I'd put the brim up like this,
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
And for the record, those are the same glasses he used the nerd glasses. He just took the tape off it.
Oh.
But those, yeah.
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 So
just so you guys know.
But yeah, that's kind of the gist of my whole thing, I guess. And we've got some other ideas. Eric and I have come up with other ideas that we're actually trying to. Well, I think he wants to put his into fruition that we came up with. Eric, do you want to talk about that?
we can end the show with that
Okay.
because neither one of us have implemented this yet.
Right.
But
I think once we
'cause
mention
I
it,
think I think
everybody's going to steal it.
I think we can go around the room at the end of this
Mhm.
and give us one idea that you think may work, you know, to do this. I got Mrs. DJ Laurie in the background.
Hi,
here.
Lori.
Yeah, well, she can't hear you.
All
but
right. Tell her I said
Dennis
hi.
says hello. Yeah, they all say hello.
I'm her
She
favorite.
says, she said, Dennis says I'm her favorite. That's great. You know what? Probably. I don't know.
She
She's
knows
looking
me,
for
that's
something
probably.
back there.
Yeah.
I seen you. I seen you move there real quick, Dennis, and that's a really nice cross that you have.
Oh,
I
thank
happened to catch that. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. It's really nice. Yeah, there's mine.
you. Awesome.
Yeah, really nice.
I appreciate yours as well. Yeah.
Thank you.
Why don't you both demonstrate your crosses right now? Show them. Go ahead.
All right. I'm not
And then
we're-
fighting, but I think you can.
And then the
Pretty
rest of
good.
us will take a vote.
All I got
The
is
rest of-
X.
Oh, Dennis definitely has a nicer one. I'll give him that for sure.
I like yours too.
Thank you.
It's what it means.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yep.
No, but-
absolutely.
Dennis won that at the claw thing at Walmart.
Yeah.
So I don't
I
know.
wish it was that easy. I just climb in the cloud machine and get what I want.
He actually does. He goes in and from the
Nice.
bottom and he goes up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
I hand-
Sometimes all you see is a little hand, up there.
Yeah.
He's trying to. Mom, there's a hand in there.
Nice.
All right. So what I
You
do
think
on
Eric?
my
You think
shows-
Eric would get me out of the machine though? Eric wouldn't help me at all.
Yeah, probably not.
No,
I gave him $10 in quarters to get me out, and he didn't.
No, he kept the quarters.
Yeah, he did. Kept it in
I
his
took
pocket.
took
the-
those quarters and went and bought some Bacardi with it. I said, "You're on your own." Dad."
Exactly.
Okay? Yeah. Besides, I don't think that claw would lift you.
Probably not.
No. So what I do at my show, you guys all hold on, let me shut this door. All right, here we are. So I got I like Dennis and Rich have been to my shows because they're kind of
Yeah.
near me,
I was.
And
Yep.
well, yeah, you were. Rich still is, but he's still like he's out there because I live in Woburn, Mass now. He's in Nashua, New Hampshire, but it's still what 20-minute ride, whatever.
Yeah.
But anyway, so at my shows I would I have this big applause sign I would hold up,
Yeah, yeah.
which is fluorescent orange with a black background, and I hold it up, and that really it gets everybody going. Now everybody's involved,
Yeah.
whether they like it or
I've
not,
seen you do that. Yeah, it works well.
and they all start clapping for the person singing. And I'll do that during an instrumental break or when they sing high, whatever, and I'll hold that applause sign up. That's one thing I do, and I get these, toy like saxophones this big, they're doing Billy Joel say it's still rock and roll to me. And it's all right, Rico. And I'll walk out and with that fake toy saxophone,
Yeah.
and the people just go crazy. You
Right,
know,
you have the Guitar Hero guitar too that you use, and I've seen you do that.
I was getting to that. Can you wait?
Oh, I know, but you're so good at it, Eric. You're so good at it. I've seen
No.
him in action, and he's really good at it.
Stifle yourself, Edith.
No, Dennis, I'm glad you brought that up because I was at a yard sale and they had this Guitar Hero guitar. In fact, I just posted it. In fact, it's on my Facebook, and I think it's you and I with it right now
Yeah.
on my Facebook page. That same guitar, I paid $1 for it at a yard sale because it was broke. And I'm like, I don't care. I'm going to use it as a prop.
Mhm.
So, you know how many karaoke songs have a guitar solo?
Uh-huh.
A lot. So I'll just walk out there and I'll pretend to jam to it, and the crowd loves that. It's just entertaining. So
Right.
then I went one step further, which I've got to order more. I just don't have the money right now. But I had guitar picks that I had made up. It said DJ Eric with my phone number on the pick. So I go out there and I walk into the crowd and then I'll just throw the pick to somebody, usually a good looking chick, but I'll I'll throw the pick. But it's advertisement too
Right,
when you
right.
do that, and that goes over very well. Somebody
Does the
singing
flip side say? Does the flip side say for a good time call?
no, no, no.
No.
It has a picture of Kevin on the back, you know, and that'll make them dial. Trust me,
Right.
Oh, for sure.
He gave
But
me one time, and it said on the other side, I pay a minimum of $150. I said, "Wow, all right, talking."
I got to go to the ATM, but I'll meet you. I will. I do other stupid little things that, like somebody's singing like a sad song or, I'll be up there and I'll take out a napkin. I'll stand next to them, pretending I'm crying. Well, yeah.
Yep.
And little things like that.
Yeah.
And the
Or if
other
it's a
thing
bad
is,
one, if it's a bad one, you'll rip napkin in half and then stick the.
you've been to my show.
Oh, I just remember
I
you
actually,
mentioning that in the past.
yeah, I rip these up, put them in my ears,
Yep.
and but I went one step further with that. I bought those things when they're on the lawnmower, those that look like
Oh,
headphones,
yep.
and I'll put those on and hold the applause sign up, just to give the kid credit. But they also know I know what's really going on.
Yeah.
My biggest thing I love doing, it's with two songs. It's Fleetwood Mac Dreams, right?
Mm.
And Celine Dion, My Heart Will Go On. And you're trying to think now, what connection do those two have? I'll tell you what it is: water.
Okay.
When thunder only happens, right? And then the Titanic, that's all water.
Yeah.
I bought a poncho off Amazon, you know, for, I don't know, $6, and it was delivered immediately. I think I ordered it at 8 a.m. It was at my house at 3. I'm not kidding. I love Amazon, although they're not a sponsor yet. We're trying to get them in here.
Yeah.
Mm.
But anyway, so when somebody starts the dreams, I'll grab the guitar, but I'll put the poncho on like underneath the table. They can't see me. And once she starts going into thunder only, I'll come out with the poncho and the guitar. And people just, it's funny.
Yeah.
Right.
So my heart will go on. I'll have the poncho on. I'll stand behind them. I'll go do this, like behind the singer, with the poncho on.
Right.
And it's just little things. It's just little things you can do to entertain. Because let's face it, not everyone in that room is for the karaoke.
Right. You're
You know
correct.
what I mean? So if you can entertain the other 5, 10, whatever it is in the room, give them and even the karaoke people will laugh and smile at this stuff too. You know, this is what this show was all about: was how do you entertain the audience during a show? If it's
Right.
just let's get up Bob, let's get up Rob, let's get up Tom, let's get up Sue, it's boring.
Yeah. Like in a karaoke assembly
Right.
line, that
Right.
gets
Yeah.
boring.
Yeah,
So
you gotta get the people that even aren't singing,
Hmm.
And one thing I try to do is like without interrupting the singer, right? Because that's the main focus, as you guys know.
Right.
But
yeah.
on the catch hook, if you will, that's what I call it, in their song, then you kind of say, let everybody now, so even though they're not singing in the rotation, they're sitting in their seats singing. So like you said, as you all been saying, which you sound like you guys are all really good, that you're still getting those, you're keeping those people interested,
Exactly.
Right.
you know?
Right. Hmm. That's
Yeah.
what it's all about.
And
Right.
they'll come.
Yeah, like if
and they'll
somebody's
come.
singing, go ahead.
No, go ahead, buddy.
Well, I was gonna say if somebody's singing like "Sweet Caroline," you want to get them going
There
on
you
the
go.
ba ba ba's and stuff like
Bum,
that.
bum, bum.
Yes, yep,
When somebody's
absolutely.
doing Sweet Caroline at my
Yep.
show, I'll say, the bum, bum, ba, right? And then it's so good, so good, so
Yeah, yeah,
good.
yeah.
Right.
When they say, what's the part that leads up to the so good?
So fine. So
What does Neil sing? Uh, so I will just go,
Feels so good, so good, so good.
okay, yeah, that's right. That's right, Kevin.
Mhm.
Thank you. So I'll
Yep.
say, I'll put my mic on and say, feel so what? And they all go, so good, so good, so good. I mean, and little things. I mean, it don't take much to
right.
get everyone involved.
Right. As long as you're not taking away from your main singer too much.
Right,
Some people get,
That's
absolutely.
right.
some people get
Yep.
pissed off that they
Well,
Yes.
heaven forbid you steal their thunder,
exactly.
Well,
It's-
because we all know that the voice is in the house recording them.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Simon
Yeah.
Cowell is in the audience.
Yeah, right.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
and
guess
one of
the other
the
thing,
cool. Oh, sorry, buddy. One of the coolest things to your point there too, Matt, was another song. I have a guy that where I cover near me here. He sings "Fight for Your Right." Right. He sings it all the time when I'm there. So, and he doesn't mind me getting the audience. So before he starts singing, I say, "Here's Steve." And I'm going to need some audience participation here on the chorus. So, once it gets to that point, I'm like, all right, everybody now. And it's actually the coolest thing. You hear the whole place. You got to fight for your right, So it's,
Mhm.
it's little things like that,
Yeah, exactly.
It keeps it keeps the energy high in the room and it keeps everybody interested,
Keeps
But
that vibe going.
yeah, to your point, Dennis, though, it's still not taken away from the
You
singer.
can't.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah. You can't
Yeah.
take it away from them because they do get upset.
Yeah.
Have the right singer to do that too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Kevin, you had a thought. What
Yeah,
was
sorry
that?
about that, Kevin.
like
No,
when you're doing these events, a lot of times you recognize your regulars. They know that you're a jokester, you cut up and stuff like that. If it's a new person, you probably should, at least the initial spot, at least initial time, sort of keep it sort of neutral. Don't go too far out. Like Matt was saying, the one lady Roxanne, maybe not do the whole song, just that snippet of Roxanne. Maybe just that.
that's it.
It's one of those. Yeah, sorry, I got. But it's one of those things where the first time up, keep it. Don't make fun of them. Make them the center. Then as they come back, they know what you normally do, so you figure they're going to be okay with it. So, okay, thank you. Are you ready for it now?
See, I think that's another thing that works for a host that's entertaining is like even if they're not a good singer, but they can do a mock job on like a song like that, like Roxanne.
Yeah.
It's entertaining. It's funny.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know
Absolutely.
what I mean?
Yeah. Yep.
So. Mhm.
So what?
Let's hear these wonderful
So good.
ideas.
So good.
Is that one of your songs there, Kev? Do you sing Roxanne?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Me?
Yeah, you sing at your shows, don't you?
I try not
That's
to.
that's another actually we already covered that. Actually.
No, I want to hear what these wonderful ideas you're implementing. If it's what I know, I've heard, then it's like, okay. But maybe you guys have been talking without me involved, so I'd love to hear.
No. I actually just brought this up spur of the moment, and that's the glory of being live, right?
Exactly.
I just made this up. So let's change the order around. Now, God, Dennis, just name one thing that you could add if you were still doing shows. One thing to spice it up. That's it. Just one thing.
Right
That's it.
thing. Oh, I don't know.
that you're not already had done?
That I had not already done. I don't know. I did just about everything I could think of. Um, I don't. I tried to be a fair rotation DJ. I tried to be funny. I tried to be guiding. I don't. I can't think of something off the top of my head, Eric.
Okay. Matt, how about you?
Well, Eric and I had talked about this in the past. I don't know if you want me to mention this or you want to mention it.
Yes,
Or...
go. No, no, no. You go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. We've got so many singers that come to our shows going, I only sing in the shower. Well, then, okay, we're going to make a PVC pipe makeshift shower that we put up at our shows with a curtain or whatever. So even for those singers that sing in the shower, we got you covered.
Okay.
Nice.
Have a mic stand with a cordless mic in there. Now go in that shower and sing.
Are you making
Right.
the whole night planned around a sing in the shower karaoke night? Or
No,
Oh,
Kevin.
no. If it's a singer that only sings in the shower,
Right.
Eric, I have
Yeah.
fingers.
one of those hit and miss things,
What do you mean you have?
Like- You make a big deal out of it too, like, hey, we got one of these singers. They said they only sing in the shower. We're gonna get them up here, and you
Okay.
pull out the PVC shower curtain or whatever, and put that in front of the monitor, and pull the curtain or whatever. You know what I mean? And maybe give them a shower cap or something like that, and maybe pull the curtain back
Yeah.
while they're singing. or
Rubber
whatever, and
ducky.
have some fun with it. Yeah, have some fun
Rubber
with
ducky.
it.
Kevin, what would you do now that you've heard like everybody's? Give us an idea that you might want to implement. Or
I'm always thinking of things. One of them was, like I said, the singles mixer. Sort of, and then I could wear a diaper and a sash because I'm Cupid. Because I look damn fine in a diaper and a sash and a.
Oh, I'd pay to see that. Yeah.
Thanks for the visual.
I know. I'll send you one. I'll take a pose for you there,
the
man.
whole diaper pod, all he has to do is leave his house. He's already dressed.
Make sure you put
God.
make sure you put a potato in the back.
Oh, in the back. Okay, make it authentic.
Yeah. Make it look like you got a load. Yeah.
Gotcha.
You know what, Rich? What do you got? Because we got to
Well,
wrap
I
this up.
think,
but-
yeah, sure. Thanks. I think what I'm going to start doing is on the new gig that I'm starting in a couple of weeks here after I get recovered from my surgery that I had on Friday. This new gig, I went there to see the setup and, the crowd and met them about 2 weeks ago. And I liked the way the DJ there that I'm going to take the gig from does it. So what he does is he does a whole rotation, right? And then he does maybe 2 full dance songs.
Yeah.
So again, to all our points here a few minutes ago, right? Now you've got the non-karaoke singers entertain, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people do like to dance.
Right. I did the same thing. I did like 2 or 3 dance songs in between.
And I never done that before, but I'm actually going to start doing that. That's what I picked up on at that show the
Plus,
other
it
night.
gives you time. It gives you a little break to
Yes,
go
yes,
get a
yes.
soda or a beer or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to cut you off, but I do think it depends on
The venue.
the venue you're at, right?
Of course. Of course.
And the amount of singers you got in that
Right.
rotation.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
If it allows it, right?
Yeah. I mean, if you got, 15, 20 singers, maybe you just do one really good banger dance song, just to get people up there that are the non-singers,
Right.
like to all of our points here a few minutes ago, you keep them interested. But on the other end, Eric, like you're saying, if you got, you only got 5 singers, and do 2 or 3 songs, kill some time.
Of course. Yeah.
Like you said, Dennis, give it either way, even if it's 1 song, 3 songs,
Yeah.
you're kind of catching your mind,
Exactly.
It's great.
And only that is it's a break. It's a break. for you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
As long as the songs that you can trust to walk away from,
People
Yeah.
people that have never been a DJ, especially ones that haven't done karaoke with 15, 20 singers, don't realize that it is not easy.
No,
It's
I had a
not
place
easy.
where I'd have up to
It's
40
stressful.
and
Yeah,
Yeah.
it
it's
was
very
crazy,
stressful.
crazy busy.
You
There
know,
was a
it,
show. There was a show that I used to attend before I started hosting, and this guy had a gig on Sundays, and I kid you not, it started at 4 o'clock
uh
and went all the way until bar closing,
wow,
until 1. It was like a 9-hour show,
Wow.
wow.
and when you have a gig like that, then to kind of break up the monotony, that kind of stuff works for a show like
Yeah,
that.
you gotta have
Where
Yes.
in that time.
if you do straight,
Yes.
you could do straight karaoke for like maybe an hour and a half, or do a couple of rotations or whatever.
Yep.
But then you got people that are getting kind of antsy or whatever. They want to there's a big dance floor, and they want
Yeah.
to, you know what I mean? They want to dance
Yep.
it up.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
depending on the crowd, maybe throw on a couple of really good, line, like country line dance songs or something like that, or
Yeah. Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I think those. I haven't seen anybody doing any shows around here like that. Man, I mean, and what do you charge for something like that? I mean, it'd have to be like twice as much as a regular gig.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And are the bars willing to do that?
Yeah, you gotta get paid for your time, absolutely.
Yep. Absolutely. You know.
So
That's another topic all in itself, really. I mean,
for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah, so to sum it up, I guess the topic we've touched on. I mean, you guys have brought up a lot of great little points that would get people to come back. And it's not obviously just to get the singers to come back. It's also the non-singers. So things you can do to get them to come back. I mean, that just helps.
Exactly. It's the whole idea is you want them coming back and you want the bar to keep hiring you.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
and even if you're a host that's not a singer, you can do goofy things to make the show
yeah,
you know what I mean? So like,
Yep.
I'm not a singer, so I'm not in the rotation, but I do things that, that's the whole thing. Like you got some of these hosts out there that say, well, it's not about the host. It's, you're not the star of the show kind of a thing. But in a way you kind of are.
the leading.
Oh yeah.
Because they are coming to your show to see you.
Yes.
You know what I mean? In a way.
Right.
Yes.
You don't want to take the show
they
over
want an
entirely, but
entertaining
you want to be a
host.
big part of it.
Boy, the sun is really shining here in Hawaii. Jeez.
Yeah, I'm actually putting my sunglasses on here in a minute. It's listen, we had a great show. I think a round of applause for everybody in here tonight.
Absolutely.
Great answers.
Yay!
Yeah, and until next week, peace out. We'll see you. Thanks.